Please click like and subscribe and that little notification bell for the next episode. And this lady talked about a piece of Route 66 that she and her husband
dedicated.
She rebuilt it and fixed it up.
I'm Dorothy Myers, and I want to tell you about the Allen Dorothy Myers Parkway. We came to Lexington in 1951. My husband went into business here in 1955. So when we were here 50 years, we wanted to pay back to the community. So we have asphalted 2.2 miles of the old 66.
And there's all kinds of road now. Spurs are like dead ends, and you go on that just to experience it. So this is the original Route 66. Anyway, we ended up going to a museum. It wasn't so much a museum that focused on Route 66. We're standing outside the McLean County Museum of Natural History, and I'm talking to Jeff right here. And Jeff is the curator?
I'm the marketing director in community relations. Route 66 was a kind of a hot spot for the Illinois State Troopers. That's where they gave out a lot of their tickets.
Judge, this is Chester. He's our witness. Now, Chester, you say that you were a police officer?
Yes, I was.
And you were a police officer when?
From 1957 to 1984.
Well, Chester, I want to ask you a question. Were you guilty of giving out tickets to all these people?
I don't know if I was guilty. I passed out a few traffic tickets to those people that needed them. I never gave anybody in that didn't need one.
Did you let people loose? Like if I was going down Route 66, being from New Jersey and all, that you'd give me a break?
Sure, I've given a lot of people breaks.
Now, I know you don't want to divulge any names, but I'm sure celebrities have been passing through on Route 66 when they're touring it. Have any of them tried to talk themselves out of a ticket?
Well, some of them do. I even had a politician try to run away from one, but he didn't get the job done. The old bloody 66, there was a stretch of Route 66 up north of Pontiac that before my time there used to be a lot of fatal accidents there, and they called that Dead Man Alley, so that gives you some indication.
This building was built in 1903 after the 1900 fire. This exhibit it's a balance. It shows both points of view, those who were for the war and of course those who were against it. This is the hooch over here. This is where the soldiers on the front line would spend most of their time. This was at Bow Lock Base Camp. We're in the Pioneer Discovery Room, and this is where you can come and get an idea, a sense of what it was like to live in the pioneer times. Atli Stevenson grew up at 1316 East Washington Street here in Bloomington, Normal. Atli Stevenson II. This exhibit, Stevenson House Treasure, features artifacts collected from the home here on Washington Street. This is the Tilbury Flash. It's a racing plane that was built in the 1930s, and it's said that in 1932 it was the smallest racing plane in the world.
So after Bloomington, we headed on south to Atlanta. Atlanta, which I couldn't wait to go to.
The clock tower, though, was very interesting. Vincent got to wind the clock.
Oh, as the keeper of the clock.
And you have to wind, they do volunteers through the town to wind this clock. And you have to literally wind it by hand.
That's right. And it's a very big honor to be the keeper of the clock.
Oh, it is.
Here we are in Atlanta. It's a small town, about 2,000 people. Right now we're standing in front of a monument dedicated to all the men and women who have honorably served our country from the Atlanta community. And this is outside the public library. This is a clock that they take turns to wind. We're inside the clock tower. Bill Thomas is in charge of this clock?
Yes.
So, in fact, I believe from what Bill told me is that the winding of this clock seems to be an honor in Atlanta. It's like the keys to the city in other towns. Can you tell us a little bit about the clock?
Sure, I'd be glad to. There are actually 9 of us, Vincent, who take turns winding this clock, and we are officially known as the keepers of the clock. The clock has been in town since 1908, and the town is used to hearing it chime on the hour.